This episode of the Gamerheads Podcast is brought to you by Seven Bridges Premium Gourmet Yum Yum Sauce. Enhance every bite with our savory blends of flavors, perfect for meats, vegetables, and crispy treats. Whether you're dipping, drizzling, marinating, grilling, roasting, or snacking, Seven Bridges Yum Yum Sauce takes your culinary experience to the next level. Get yours today and make every meal a gourmet delight.
Hi, I'm Celia Schilling from Yacht Club Games.
Hey, this is James from Mega Cat Studios.
Hey folks, this is Matt, aka Stormageddon from Reignite and the Fun and Games Podcast.
This is Stephanie from the Boss Rush Podcast and the Boss Rush Network.
Hey, this is Mark and Keon from Bunte Avond.
Hey, this is Sebastian with the ProNerdReport.com and the Single Player Experience Podcast.
Hi, this is Chris.
Mike.
And Garrett from Daylight Basement Studio.
Hey, this is Baron J67 from Level 1 Gaming.
Hi, I'm Jacob McCourt from the Left Behind Game Club, Crossplay Conversations, and Video Game Trivia.
Hey, this is Todd Mitchell from Code Right Play.
Salutations, this is Mike Carroll from Stroll Art.
Hey, this is Jeff Moonen from Fun and Games Podcast.
What's good, y'all? This is Adam from Respawn Aimfire.
Hey, this is Patrick from the Backlog Odyssey.
Hey, this is Rune from Runic Codes.
Hi, this is Andrew from Spalato Bros.
Hi, everyone. Jill Grote here from the Indie Informer.
Hello, this is the Crypt Master, and you're listening to Roger you're listening to Roger on the Gamerheads Podcast.
And welcome to another episode of the Gamerheads Podcast. My name is Roger. With me this week are my good friends and co-hosts. We have Stephanie.
Hello.
And Jake.
Hello.
This week we are talking about the Switch 2. Two of us have a Switch 2. The third one, are we going to try to convince her to get a Switch 2? We're not sure. Maybe. So we'll talk a lot about the Switch 2. I think, Stephanie, you have some questions for us. So we'll answer any kind of questions, and then we'll just give our thoughts on it too. Games that we're playing. This is pretty like a loose show. Like, I think Jake, you reached out to me and said, should we do an episode on the Switch 2? And I said, yeah, that sounds like a great idea.
Yeah.
I think it's a great idea. Like,
Switch is hot.
And I honestly, like, kind of throwing it out there, I think it would be great to do, like, this is your initial thoughts, and then I would love to see, like, a recap come, like, I don't know, 6 months from now, like, around the holiday season.
Are you still playing your Switch 2?
Yeah, like, are you still playing it? What, you know, do you still like it? You know, there's difference between initial thoughts and then your thoughts 6 months from now, you know, after at least some games have released for it.
After the honeymoon phase, right?
Exactly.
Well, before we get into all that, I do want to welcome our patrons. Welcome Matt, Jill, Sarah, and Adam. Thank you so much for supporting the Gamerheads Podcast. We couldn't do the show without you. And listener, if you want to support us, you can as well. For as low as $3 a month, you can join our Patreon at patreon.com/gamerheads. And I'll have a link in the show notes. And we have some cool stuff coming up here that I'm not going to talk about quite yet, but I'm excited for what we're working on. So that's to come. But yeah. Okay, so let's talk about the Switch 2. Okay, first of all, can I just say this is really funny? I put in our Discord chat. I was like, anybody else getting a Switch 2 at launch? And all of you are like, no, not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. And then all of a sudden I start seeing, well, if I get one, would you get one? And would you and then Trina's like, maybe I should go look for one. And
she did.
She did. She didn't get one. Yeah, she didn't get one. But then all of a sudden Jake's like, I got one. And yeah, so it was really funny to see. I do think there's a little bit of like a FOMO, I think, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I was browsing Blue Sky and I was seeing all of our friends getting them, and I was like, damn it.
Yeah. That's how I was in April, and I was like, I better like pre-order one. Like, otherwise I'm going to be really disappointed. And this is the first Nintendo system that I bought at launch, actually.
Oh,
really?
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I will tell you. So this is kind of funny. This podcast started right before the original Switch launched. So it launched in 2017.
Yes.
We started in October, November, like late October, early November of 2016. And when we were hearing rumors, I was like, I'm not getting this thing. This looks so weird. And then we saw I remember doing an episode on the launch of the Switch 2, and I was like, what the hell is this? This is so gimmicky. This is so silly. And then they had that commercial with them all playing on a rooftop. They were playing basketball, and they sat down and played. And I was like, who does this? This is dumb. And then, I don't know, a couple weeks later, I got one, and then I fell in love. And then look at me now. I got one at launch. So,
yeah.
It's kind of funny. It's kind of funny how this goes around like that. So.
Yeah. I think what sold me in a big way for the original Switch was, well, Zelda came on the Switch, right? Or was a launch title. But it was a huge, like, indie handheld console.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, this is going to be so cool to play so many different indie games on and stuff like that. And so...
Yeah. Stephanie, were you on board with the Switch one when it first came out?
I have a Gen 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. I bought it, within a week or so after it released.
Okay.
I didn't pre-order it, but I did get it within like the week, first release.
Okay.
And it's still the one I have today. But no, I've always been a Nintendo fan. I mean, I'm a Nintendo kid at heart. Like, I have had almost every system throughout my entire life. The only one I haven't had is a GameCube, but I did play my friends who had one. So I love Nintendo, so it's like I'm always looking for what's the next new thing? Because I think if there's one thing that we can kind of say about Nintendo is that they're very ahead of the game. Like, they're not afraid to kind of like try new things, and like, I don't know. We've seen what they've done with the Wii and motion controls and all that. So
yeah, I will say this one feels less like inventive or ingenuity, I guess, right? Like, the mouse controls are kind of cool. Like, I was just actually playing with the mouse controls on a game, and they're okay. I mean, but it just doesn't feel like so different than the Switch, except for the fact that the games look much better and load times are faster, and it's a prettier looking screen than the original Switch, that's for sure. So, and bigger.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't know. It doesn't feel like the big leaps and bounds, but not that's wrong. Like, I actually am happy they did this. And there's actually quite a few things that I'll talk about, like one of the reasons I really like the direction that they're going. But I guess just my initial thoughts, it doesn't feel like from GameCube to Wii, or from, well, I guess there's the Wii U, which, I mean,
we don't talk about the Wii U.
Yeah, we don't talk about that. But like from the Wii or Wii U to the Switch, right? Like, those were like really big change. Well, I would say like the Wii U was kind of like a stepping stone from the Wii to the Switch, right?
It definitely was, yeah, because they really, after the Wii and they went towards the Wii U, they basically stopped making handhelds because that kind of felt like where they were going. And obviously we see what the Switch is now, like they combined their two markets, because they used to have just a regular console and then they would have a handheld.
Yeah.
And then they combined the two ideas, which I think was a smart idea. But
yeah.
I don't think they'd be able to go back to like a console, like non-handheld console anymore. Like, I think they've kind of found their thing, and they're probably going to stick with it for a while at least.
Yeah. I will say one thing that I really appreciate about what Nintendo did, and it's just kind of funny to say this, but the fact that I can actually share games on like my old Switch to my kids, that they can play like
because
they're part of the family plan. So I just like made that old Switch just like the family Switch, and I shouldn't say old games, but games that
previous games,
yes, that they can still play their Animal Crossing, and they can still play, the Kirby game that they're playing, Kirby and the Forgotten Land. So like, it's pretty cool that they can continue to play those games without, like, I was really worried to be like, oh crap, like now that it's the Reichert family Switch, they won't be able to play the games, but they can, and that's awesome. And like, I appreciate that a lot, like that. And the fact that I can actually send them digital games. I can actually share games with the old Switch too. Like there's a game share, so I only need one copy to be able to play like multiplayer games. That's really cool. With multiple Switches, right? So I should say multiple Switches, not just with one Switch. So that's really neat.
Yeah, I haven't tried that out yet, but I saw like Mario Odyssey got like an update with it, and one person could play Mario and the other person plays Cappy, which is kind of interesting. So, I haven't tried that out, but that seems really cool.
Yeah. So I guess my initial thoughts, I'll just start there, and then I think Stephanie, you have some questions, and then Jake, you can give your initial thoughts, and then Steph, you can ask your questions. But my initial thoughts, so like, I'm actually really happy with the Switch. Like, I'm glad that this is like the first, and I say first, the first one that I bought with my own money. Like, my parents did buy an NES for me when I was a kid. Because I didn't buy that. I couldn't afford that. That was no way. It's crazy to think though, like how expensive that was. That was $200 when it launched in '84.
Really?
Damn.
I did not know
That's
that.
Like $5,000.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly. And the crazy thing is that I'll just quickly tell the story. Like, it was my friend who got a Nintendo first, an NES, and then his mom was like, so he was my best friend, and then my mom and his mom became friends because we were friends. And then she said,
how it goes.
Yeah, exactly. And then she's like, my mom's name is Mary. Mary, you need to go buy these kids this thing. So then we all got into a car, went to the nearest KB Toys, which was like an hour away. And then we bought that, and then my friend's mom said, well, you can't just buy the system, you have to buy them games too, even though it came with Mario and Duck Hunt, right? Like,
yeah.
But then we bought Mighty Bomb Jack and Solomon's Key, which is kind of interesting. They're interesting games, which were $20 a piece too. So it wasn't like this was like really expensive. And I can't imagine what my dad thought when he came home from work, because this was a impulse buy. And I wondered where I get my impulse buying from. It's not from my dad, that's for sure. But so that was like probably not right at launch, but it was really close to launch. But this is the first system that I bought with my own money at launch. So yeah, I'm excited. I mean, I like it. I've been playing a lot of Mario Kart World. I think it's really fantastic. We can talk more about that. I've been playing Bravely Default Remaster, which is fantastic as well. So yeah, I'm really happy with the purchase. So Jake, I guess, what are your thoughts?
Yeah. I mean, I haven't had too much time to play it. But from what I have been playing, I've been really enjoying it. Nothing's really like surprised me like crazily or anything like that out of the gate, but like I'm really enjoying Mario Kart. I'm not a huge Mario Kart person, but like the maps are really fun, and all the characters are really, really cool. I love the cow. I played the cow immediately.
The cow is pretty funny.
Yeah, I don't think I've actually played a single like Mario character yet. I've just been going through all the random like penguins or bumblebees and stuff like that. So I do like that you can kind of like, you're just on the home screen, and then you can just like go into free roam if you want.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's crazy. So it just has so Stephanie, I don't know if you've seen this or not, but this was like really impressive to me. It's just the home screen is just playing, like, I don't want to say demo, but it's like playing like when
It's
you
just
load
like
up a game,
auto driving you.
auto driving, right? So it's just a
Yeah.
character driving around, whatever character, and then if you just hit free roam, all of a sudden you just take over that character and you're driving around the Mario Kart world. It's crazy.
That's cool.
Yeah. And I was like, whoa, that is really impressive.
Yeah.
That is really cool.
I do kind of wish there was a little bit more to the open world. Like, it seems like it's just like it's the tracks, and then there's kind of just like a little bit of a road between them and stuff like that. So it'd be really cool if they like had added some secrets, or some sort of thing that you could do between. But like, it's still really neat that it's like just fully there.
There are some secrets though.
Oh, is there? Okay.
There's like there are P blocks that you can find, and then they like open up challenges for you that you can do.
Oh, cool. Okay.
There is a UFO. So I heard rumors about a UFO. There is a UFO that if you get scooped up by the UFO, you can fly around in the UFO for a little bit.
Okay.
So,
okay.
there are
I need to
princess coins that you can go collect throughout the world. So there are little secrets in the game. So.
I just need to play more, I guess. So,
yeah. It makes me wonder if they're going to add more to the open world, like if they're going to add things like in patches.
Yeah. Well, like the fact that like 8 was like every single map imaginable, like from all the old games and stuff like that, it seems like they're sitting on money. If they could just like implement that into Mario Kart 8, it would be really cool. Or sorry, Mario World. So
yeah. Well, it makes me wonder though, like, because Mario Kart World, I'm assuming this is the world that Mario, like the Toad Kingdom. I'm assuming it's a Toad Kingdom. I mean, I could be wrong. But then what happens when you try to pull in Hyrule, right? Because there's in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, there's a Hyrule world. There's also Animal Crossing. There's also I don't know if there's Splatoon, but there's certainly Splatoon characters.
Yeah, there's the Inklings. Or whatever,
the Inklings. So then it's a question of like what, and then you have like real world. Well, real. They have like Paris and San Francisco and other places from their Mario Kart.
Yeah.
What was the mobile one? I forget what it was called, but World Tour or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So, I do think that they'll add more tracks. I do think that's going to happen. The question is what tracks and where.
And how much.
Yeah.
Yeah, and how much. Yeah. That's the question. How much?
Yeah.
These
do you
days.
have a favorite map so far, Roger?
Have you played Rainbow Road yet?
No, I haven't.
Okay. So once you it doesn't matter what speed, if you beat all the races, then it opens up a new world for you, a new track, in its Rainbow Road. Rainbow Road is pretty cool. Like I will say, like the Rainbow Road feels like Rainbow Road from the Mario Kart or Mario movie, the Super Mario movie. So
cool. Yeah. Okay.
So I really like that. I would say like it's hard because, and I think this is the complaint that I have and other people have had. The thing that I find difficult is like the first track in each Grand Prix, you get to race a couple times around, and then every one after that, you only get to do one lap. Because
it's quite short.
It's quite short because
that's weird.
It's the getting to the location is part of the race, is part of the laps that you are racing. So by the time you actually get to the actual track, it's either you do get 2 laps or you only get 1 lap. And so it feels very short. So it's hard for me to pick like my favorite. Like I just feel like Rainbow Road kind of sticks out for me because I was just mesmerized by how beautiful it was. It is so beautiful. Oh my gosh. Rainbow Road is so gorgeous. It is so amazing looking. What about you though?
So I haven't done all of the tracks yet, but the one that was memorable to me was the ghost ships.
Yeah.
There's like I really like the ghost ship one. And there's like water like waves and
Yes.
stuff like that, and you can
Yes.
kind of like
Yes.
ride those and get your jumps in and
Yes.
stuff like that to speed you up.
Yes.
It was really cool.
That
I
is
like
very
that one
cool.
a lot.
The water looks amazing in this game.
It does, yeah.
Oh my god! When I was doing that, I was just thinking Wave Race 64.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, that is a good race. I like that one a lot.
Yeah.
The Rainbow Road, as you're going on Rainbow Road, you see airships like Bowser's airships flying by you, which is really cool. So
cool.
when you said like the ships, I was like, oh yeah, that also reminds me why I like Rainbow Road so much. So
that's awesome. Yeah, I need to play. I don't know if you've had this issue, but it hurts my hand. It's cramping my hand to play. Yeah, I don't know if it's I press the A button really, really hard when I'm racing. So that's probably why as well. I just want to go fast, and I feel like if I press it really hard, I'm going faster. Right?
It's like pressing B right before the Pokeball hits the Pokemon to make sure, and you're just like holding on to it to make sure that's higher.
Stay, don't break out.
That's exactly it. Yeah.
The timing is also different. So like when you start at a race, in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, it used this I always did. Maybe I'm wrong, but I would wait for the 2 to just start to disappear, and then I would hit the A button to gas it. But here it's like right when the 2 appears, I hit the gas. And I get my full boost.
Okay, because I've been trying to figure out the boost, and I always go from 8 and stuff like that. So yeah, that's good to know.
So it's right when the 2 shows up. Hold on your A button. You're gonna get the full.
Yeah.
You'll get the full blast.
Yeah. I have to say I've been doing about 100 cc's.
Yeah.
Like races every single time, and I don't think I've lost.
Yeah, me too.
So,
I do. I went through all the 50s, and now I'm going through all the 100s, and I haven't lost yet. So
yeah. So I don't know. Maybe once we get to like the really fast levels, and then online too.
Yeah,
I'll be destroyed online. I know.
Don't say that. Don't say that. I was playing. So we played. So I should say, like right before the Switch 2 released, we all were like, let's go play some Mario Kart 8. And I got my butt handed to me. Well, at first, I did pretty good after a while, but at first I was just like, oh my God, I'm really bad at Mario Kart. My favorite is when you and Stephanie and Trina, like, I was coming in second, and you both cut me off. Like, both ran into me. One of you had a shell, one had Starman. You both plowed into me. So mean.
Yep.
And I came in 4th place. That was
for all the thirds you took, or all the thirds you took from me, or the seconds you took from me.
I was like, this is bullshit. This is some fucking bullshit.
Yeah. I have been swearing at these freaking characters, and my partner was like, what the hell? Who are you swearing at so much? I'm like, freaking Donkey Kong is hitting me with blue shells and dabbing on me. He dabs on me.
That's funny.
You weren't playing Mario Kart 8 with us the other night, were you?
No.
Okay, so like I was playing as Donkey Kong, and my son was watching, and he's like, "Is he dabbing? Is Donkey Kong dabbing?" I'm like, "That's what Donkey Kong does, all right? He dabs, all right? That's what he does. He's a dabber."
I never knew that until this.
Oh,
game,
really?
No,
he's a dab. He's a dabber. It's funny. The first time my wife and I played Mario Kart Wii, was the first time I ever heard her swear, and I was like, "Whoa, okay."
Yeah,
it was very fun. But don't say that you won't be, because like I played. So there's also a mode called Knockout. So this is a mode that they were highlighting, and what you do is you race from track to track, and only. There's 24 racers to start with, and then it's usually like the top 20, and then top 16, and then top 12, and then whatever. So they keep doing it like down. It's like almost like a Royal Rumble kind of thing, right?
Yeah,
or a Battle Royale type thing. And I came in second. I should have came in first.
Oh wow!
I should have came in first. And they just cut me off last second, and I was like, and then I threw my red shell, and they turned on a Starman, and they beat me, and I was like, so I came in second. So it's not in like, and then that was like the second time I played a knockout, and I was like, oh, that's pretty good. And then I only played like 3 online matches so far. And then the recent one that I just played, I think it came in like 12th or something like that. So like top 50%.
Okay. Yeah.
But you can go easily from 1st to 20th in like 8 seconds. So it's pretty crazy.
That's how those games go. Yeah.
It's pretty insane.
Yeah. So, I mean, I've been playing that, and I also booted up Pokemon Violet. Because it got an update as well for the Switch 2. That game was a stuttery mess when it came out. I think it still is on the original Switch. But I loaded that up, and it is butterly smooth. Like,
really,
it's about, I think it's 60 FPS. Like, actually turning doesn't look like a slideshow, and there's like the classic like shot at the beginning of the game where it's like the classroom and all the kids are like going about 2 frames a second and stuff, and it's actually now it looks real. So I mean, it's a $600 upgrade for the game, you know, but it's very nice to see. And like I said, that like I think when we were talking before, Roger, about like when the Switch was released or coming out and stuff, I was like, well, maybe I'll just wait until the new Pokemon comes out, because that's usually the games that are gonna get me and stuff like that. And when I saw that this got an upgrade, it was also one of those things that was like, okay, well, maybe I need one now.
So the load times are actually really nice too. Like they don't.
It was interesting. I read somebody post. It was Tom's Guide. I don't know if you guys follow Tom's Guide at all, but they posted. So they do like a lot of hardware stuff and talk about video games and hardware and stuff like that. And one of the things that they mentioned was the download times, and they said that it took them 2.5 hours to download Mario Kart World, and I was like, it didn't take me that long. It took me maybe 20 minutes to download it. So I don't know. It was really fast.
Yeah, it did take me a little bit, but I think I just had a lot of stuff that I was downloading a bunch of different games. But I need to get used to, like, I was used to my Steam Deck where you have to keep the Steam Deck open for it to download.
What?
Crap. Yeah. You need.
Are you sure?
Yes. Yeah, it won't download stuff
What?
if it's in sleep mode. Yeah.
Because I've downloaded stuff and it was in sleep mode.
No.
No. Okay, I have to look. I thought I downloaded stuff that.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I have to look.
Yeah.
I'm not going to speak. I'm not going to speak on authority. I thought I have. I'm going to look now.
Yeah, because it's technically like it's a handheld PC, right? It's not a console, is what they say. So, the fact that I can download everything with it being in sleep is
on the Switch.
Nice. On the Switch. Yeah, it's always nice. So
you could do that on the Switch one, but this one's really fast. It's like
yeah, for sure. And the store is actually manageable. Like,
that was going to be one of my questions, honestly.
Was it? Yeah,
it was like one of my top ones, because I will say one of my biggest pet peeves with the Switch is loading up the dang store. Swapping to anything, it's like sluggish, and I'm like, I really hope they fix this with the Switch too, because it's so frustrating when I want to look up something.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's a lot quicker. It doesn't look different.
Yeah, I was gonna say the look is the same. I do think, and maybe I could be wrong, there is a section for wish lists, and I don't remember if this has it on the original one.
I didn't remember it either, and then it also, like, it will have like a little like ping beside
Yes.
it saying that there's a game that you have wishlist that's
It's
on sale.
Yeah.
Which is I think
That's
is really,
nice.
yeah, that's really cool. So
that was cool. The other thing I appreciate, or what the Switch 2 has done, is well, two features. One, that any screenshots you take, you can actually send them right to your app, your Nintendo Switch Online app, if you have the app. Before, I had to scan the QR code. And this is mainly for like us, right? Because when we review games, I like to take screenshots of things that I'm playing and then include them into my reviews.
Right.
And it's kind of a pain in the ass when you have to scan a QR code and then go offline. You have to log into the that Switch Online on the Switch and download it. Oh, I hated that so much. Now you can load them right to your app and download them from there. It's fantastic.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
that's really good.
The other thing they added, and if you have a Switch, you probably want to do this, is I don't know if you've done this yet, Jake, where you can actually set the battery life to 90%.
Did see that. Yep.
So it prolongs your life, the battery life of your Switch, too. Obviously, if you're going to play in handheld mode, it means that
it'll be at 90%.
Yeah, it'll be at 90%.
Yeah.
But I don't play in handheld a whole lot. I did a little bit with the Switch 2, but I mainly play on docked. But yeah, but that's another.
I haven't played it docked yet.
You haven't?
No, I'm pretty much exclusively handheld guy.
Okay, interesting.
I like to watch a TV show while I'm playing. Stuff, So
yeah.
That does beg the question then. How is the battery life then, since you primarily play handheld?
I would say I played about maybe an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours of, like, I went from World, I played a couple rounds, and then I went over to Violet, and it was about like 40% by then.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad. I mean, obviously. Go ahead.
Sorry.
No,
I was just gonna say, like, I'm sure you could like prolong that by like lowering the brightness and stuff like that. But
yeah.
I was also right beside my charger, so I could plug it in at any time.
Right. And I'm sure it also depends on the type of game that you're playing too, because like if you're gonna play like, I don't know what, Elden Ring on it, I'm sure it's going to suck the battery out of it so fast.
Yeah. Well, I want to play. I know Zeb's a huge fan of this game. I want to play Cyberpunk on this
oh gosh.
Yeah, I heard it is unbelievably amazing on the Switch too. Even better than it is on the Steam Deck. That's what I hear. Yeah, that it's a beautiful, beautiful game. So I don't know. I would like to try that. But I'm not a big fan. I mean, I'm not as big a fan of the game as Zeb is. So maybe I won't. I don't know.
Woo.
Yeah, well, he said he just wants to get a Switch 2 so he can buy that and then be done with the Switch 2. So he just wants to buy it again.
That's all he wants.
Sell a Switch 2.
Yeah, exactly. You can just buy the game and just say he has it.
Yeah.
Not even get a Switch 2.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just buy the hard copy.
Yeah. And then I'll tell him how it is, and then or I'll bring it to PAX, and then he can play it and be like, "Oh, okay, I got to play it."
Yeah.
So there we go.
Goodness.
So those are initial thoughts. I guess Stephanie, you have some questions that you have that you want to ask us.
Yeah, like you guys already kind of answered, some of them. You talked about like the performance and how everything's a little bit more snappier, everything loads faster. Obviously the graphics are going to be better. I know you mentioned about how like your hand was cramping and stuff. That was kind of what I wanted to ask. Like, I'm guessing both of you just had regular Switches beforehand.
Well,
or did you have Switch Lights as well?
No, I had regular Switches, but I can't play the regular Switch in handheld. I actually bought a cracked case. If you've never seen one of these things, they're amazing. Like, you can put your Switch in this thing and it feels like a Steam Deck, right? Because it has the nice curves around the it's just feels better in your hand. So I'm hoping that they come out with this for the Switch 2 as well. But I will say that this play, like, I would still say it feels a little flat. I mean, it's not as flat as a Switch 1 in my hands. But the controllers still feel a little flat. Like, I wish they would have like made those a little fatter, I guess,
or put some sort of grip or like something to kind of I don't know, make it a little bit more aerodynamic.
Like, kind of make your fingers like curl a little bit.
That's the word I'm looking for.
As far as like
too.
As far as like size and stuff, like, does it feel too big? Does it feel like...
No,
I don't know. I mean, I'm also kind of used to my Steam Deck, which is
that's true. That's true.
It's a beefy thing. So
I have actually held one of those because I don't own one, but I have a coworker that owns one, and I actually got to like hold it for once, and I was like, wow, okay, this is not what I expected. So
I don't know if I didn't do a size comparison. I don't know if it's bigger than the Steam Deck. I don't know, Jake, do you have them? I will say the Steam Deck is heavier for sure.
Yeah, because I saw the reason why I wanted to ask, like, I saw an image.
Okay,
it's
about the same. I mean, screen
yeah.
wise, about the same. I would say that the Steam Deck is still bigger, right?
Yeah.
It's definitely like it's bulkier. That's for sure. But I do like the
give us Joy-Cons like the sides on the Steam Deck. That'd be so nice.
Because like this is just like flat.
It's flat.
You know?
Yeah.
So, but it's not as heavy.
Right.
I don't think.
It's not. It's like the Steam Deck is a beast. Like, and that's cool. Like, it's fine, but I agree. Give us Joy-Cons like the Steam Deck.
Yeah, for sure. So, yeah, I think that's kind of. I think I just need to I think I need to find something for it, because if I'm gonna be playing this, hopefully they come out with the cracked cases, because that would be kind of cool.
Yeah,
I think I would get one of those. So
yeah, I don't have mine with me. I would show you. I don't have it with me. My Switch 1 has now been, like I said, taken over by my kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I had seen an image floating around of someone who owned a Switch Lite, Switch OLED, and then they got a Switch 2. And they had put them, like Switch Lite, Switch OLED, and then Switch 2, and like to see the size difference, because my mom owns a Switch Lite. So like seeing the size difference of the Switch Lite that I am familiar with the size of compared to what the Switch 2 is, I'm like, that's a jump.
Yeah.
Like, ooh.
Yeah.
My partner has a Lite, and I was looking at the difference, and I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Like, the whole thing's smaller than the screen of
but it doesn't feel like bulky. I mean, it doesn't feel heavy or anything. I guess that's the thing I like about it. Like, it still feels really light.
Like because like they said that it's the same width as the Switch 1. It should, or like the same
thickness.
Thickness. So, but it's just bigger.
Bigger screen.
I will say
it's good to hear.
The Joy-Cons, now that they snap on versus slide on.
Oh yes. How is that?
It's
so much better.
Nice.
Is it? That sounded really good.
It makes more sense with this, like because it doesn't feel like they're gonna wobble right off. It feels like solid.
Yeah, and there's some like
resistance.
Pull.
Yeah.
Like when you're putting it in, it's like
it sucks
it's
it in.
eating this.
So it's not like mine that kind of like wiggles up and down.
That's how mine is too, and it feels like it's just gonna break right off. That's why I don't ever play it. Well, besides the fact that it hurts my hands. But this feels so much better. Like I will say that is a huge improvement.
Good. I was wondering about that too. It was like one of my questions, how that magnet feels and all that.
The fact that the buttons are raised now as well.
Oh, that's so nice. So
you're not having to put an additional thing onto the Joy-Con when you're just if you're wanting to play like a 2-player thing with just the Joy-Con, it's it's just already there, which is really cool. So
although I will say I did put the extension on the controllers when I'm using it as a mouse.
Yes,
because
I
this
think
gives you more stability, right?
Yeah, I think that's kind of what you're supposed to do.
Yeah,
right.
That's cool. I'm glad you showed that, Roger, because I was wondering about that, because that was one of the things that we kind of talked about. Like, is it going to scratch surfaces? Is it going to? It's cool to see they have those little bumpers on though.
Yeah.
No, that's kind of like the wrist.
Yes.
It's.
Okay, it's attached to the wristlet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I will say, my Switch 1 lost these things because I was like, whatever, I don't really care.
I have no clue where mine are.
Yeah,
no
but
clue.
There's value to these now, because if you're going to use them as a mouse, these give much more stability. It doesn't, like you said, I was worried about scratching up things. This plays so much better. I will say, compared to a regular mouse, right? Here's just this is a cheapo mouse. Here, I'll show a better mouse actually. For those that are listening to the podcast, I'm showing off mice right now. So this is my really nice mouse that I have, right? It's really nice ergonomic. This thing is not. The Switch is not an ergonomic mouse. It doesn't feel terrible, because you still hold it, right? And it feels okay. And then it's kind of cool is that you have the control stick right on your right thumb. So it doesn't feel terrible, but I don't think I could play. I don't think I could use it for a very long time without being okay, this is getting a little crampy.
Yeah.
I saw a guy on TikTok actually yesterday, and he 3D printed a attachment for the Joy-Con for it to work better as a mouse.
Really? Okay.
So,
and maybe third parties will come out with something that plays better, because I mean, it's just when you're used to a mouse and you're used to and compared to when the mice first came out, they're really becoming really nice, right? Gaming mice are really nice, right?
Yeah.
This mouse is top of the line. This thing is amazing.
Yeah, this is. I have a nice.
Yes. It's weird to go back to something and you're like, this doesn't feel as quite as nice. Right? And I'm supposed to play games with this thing, really?
Right?
It's not terrible, but it's not probably my favorite thing about the Switch too. So
I haven't even touched the mouse thing. It gave me, when I was setting it up, it's like, you want to try the mouse? I'm like, no, I don't want to. Skip.
I did skip it at first too, and I was like, okay, fine, I'll try it out. Show me what you want to show me.
Now, did you guys purchase the let's take a closer look of the Switch 2? No.
The welcome tour? No.
Yes, the welcome tour.
Yeah, I will say that should be a pack-in. I don't know. Why it's not.
It should have been free.
So also, apparently, if you don't have a 4K TV, there is parts in that showcase that ask you to plug it into a 4K television.
Yep.
And if you don't have that, you can't finish it.
Yep. Or if you don't have a Pro Controller, you can't finish it.
That was another one. The
Pro my
God. Or the camera.
Yeah.
So you have to buy what was it? I think it was thousands of dollars of accessories to be able to complete it 100%.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I mean, if you count the TV as part of the accessories,
right? Well,
yeah.
I mean, I would say so. If it's gonna require you to connect it to a 4K TV, that's a little.
Yeah. So, it's. I will say this: if they just put it as part of the Switch Online expansion. Like I've been like, okay, I'll download it. And part of me is like, I kind of want to just check it out, but also I'm like, I'm not gonna pay $10 for this. I'm not.
No.
I'm just not.
It's the principle, right?
It is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it is disappointing. I mean, I will say it's disappointing that they didn't have a pack-in game. I guess Mario Kart kind of is a pack-in game. I don't want to say it completely is because it's still $50, but it's not $80, you know? So
when I went to pick up, because I went to GameStop and was just like, do you have any Switches?
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, but we only have the ones that have Mario Kart with them.
Only. And you're like,
only.
Yeah, okay.
I'm like, okay, yeah, that's kind of what I was hoping for.
Yeah, no kidding.
So, which is kind of interesting that people are buying the one without Mario Kart.
Yeah,
more.
I don't know why. Like,
you're getting the game for cheaper.
You are
by bundling it.
Yeah.
There are people that don't want a digital game; they want the physical game. I get it, but
that's true. Yeah,
it's $50.
Yeah. So, yep. I was really surprised with that. I was like, well, okay, that's kind of what I wanted.
Too bad. I guess I'll have to buy it.
Yeah.
I know this is not on topic, but I'll just mention this. Did you hear any of the horror stories that happened during launch?
The staple.
Yes.
They were stapling the receipts to the boxes, and it went straight through the screen.
Right through the screen.
Which
is crazy.
Like, who do you blame in that sense? Like, yes, why are you stapling the receipt to the box? But also, why is the Switch also that close to the edge of the box that a staple's going to go through it?
Yeah, but I don't think Nintendo was like, oh, I hope they don't staple the receipt to these boxes. Like, I just, there's tape. There's tape or stickers.
Tape exists.
You would think.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. That was the craziest. The other crazy thing that happened, I don't know. Well, you went to GameStop, so you didn't get this. So I ordered mine from Walmart, and I get my bag. So this is. I'll tell you this story because it was kind of fun. So I'm watching on my app, right? Like watching it being prepared the day before, and I'm like, when's it gonna ship? Like, when's it gonna be like out the door? And then the next morning, it still wasn't out the door. I was like, "Oh my god, it's not going to be here." And then all of a sudden, it's like we're getting it ready. We're getting it like packed up. And I was like, "Thank goodness." Oh no, it was like received. That's what it was. Received and then preparing your shipment. And it said, "You'll get it by 10 p.m." And I was like, 10 p.m. No, I want it like now. And then somebody that I know shared a post on social media from somebody that works at Walmart, and they're like, no, Walmart's trying to get these things out by 6 a.m. And mine arrived at 6:55 a.m. in the morning. So they had a driver, and they gave me this tote tote bag, and I was like, oh, cool, like this is it. And like, so I didn't open it up. I was just grabbing the tote, and it had like the Switch, I could tell, and then also 2 round things, and one of the round things was Pringles.
Yep.
A jar of Pringles, or not jar, a container of Pringles, and then and a bottle of Coke. And I was like, I think I got somebody else's order. What is this? This is weird. And I posted that on social media, and then Jake, you posted like, that's what Walmart's doing. Apparently, they're giving
Yeah, it was like to have a fun experience.
Yeah, fun experience. Yeah.
Which is cool on them.
Which
like,
is cool.
That's
why did they give me the hot ones? Like, these are not good.
Overstock.
Yeah, these are terrible. Like, I like spicy foods. I love spicy foods, but this is not spicy. I mean, it's spicy, but it's like just spicy for spicy.
Just hot
sauce. Yeah. It doesn't taste good. And I was like, I mean, you could tell I still have this thing. It's not gone. Like, I've had a couple of these things.
I could see the labels still on like the top thingy. Yeah,
it's a week. I've had my Switch for a week, and it's still no, not quite a week actually. But yeah, I still have some, which is ridiculous. But yeah, that was kind of cool. That was kind of a fun surprise, I guess. I don't know. I do think there was a little, like, I read a little bit, Jake, of the thing that you sent me, and it was like the person being interviewed from Walmart was like, yeah, like gamers like chips and soda. I'm like, okay.
Getting a little too close to home.
Yeah, come on. Like, let's get out of that stereotype, right? I also like other things too. Like,
but it's funny because I was seeing all these people at Blue Sky get their Walmart Switch 2s, and they're like, "Oh my god, I got chips and pop with it."
I know, and a nice
Like,
tote
guys,
bag. A nice tote bag.
Yeah.
You're feeding into it, guys. Stop.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, do you have other questions that you have burning of?
But the only question I have left is the one from my individual. Jake and Roger, I already told you, but for the listeners, I work with adults with special needs, and I have one that I work with, and he is a huge gamer. He has, his own computer, his own Steam account. He has a Switch. He loves it, and a lot of our discussions have been talking about the Switch 2 when it was announced. And one of his questions that he wanted me to ask you guys, and that he had a concern of, was a heating issue. After hearing about that the dock has a fan attached to it, his mind immediately went to, well, is there actually going to be a heating issue with it? And I guess, off of the dock, how is it feeling? Has it been heating up? Has it been, do you feel that, because I know at least with my Switch 1, after a while I do feel some heat, and that might just be age, but how is that compared with all the new graphics and all of that?
Yeah. Well, I'll start first, Jake, because you play more in handheld, but I'll just tell my experience from like playing in docked. I will say that fan is going.
That's good to know.
Is going. I was surprised the first time that I was playing Mario Kart World and I was playing for quite some time. I will say that. Like I was playing for quite some time. And then I pulled it out of the dock and it was warm.
Was it?
And I was a little surprised like it was warm. I was like, "Oh, wow, this is like way warmer than my Switch 1 ever was." But the fan was like going overtime. It was like, and apparently, I mean, I never heard my dock fan go off though. I mean, I'm sure it's going off. I just didn't hear it.
Right. Okay.
But it was pretty warm. But I do play mainly dock, so it didn't feel like, oh my god, this thing is burning.
Right. Yeah.
But it was warm. I don't know, Jake. What is your experience?
I don't know.
I have noticed that the vents on the Switch 2 are a lot bigger. Than the Switch 1. They're right in the middle. So I think that's kind of solved a few issues with overheating. I haven't really noticed it too hot though. Like I know what you're talking about with the Switch 1 where it gets pretty warm after a play session. So I think the fact that it is still a LED screen, I think that kind of factors into some heat that I'm feeling. Is just the screen
that makes sense,
heating up and stuff like that. So, but nothing, I haven't found it being too hot or anything like that. And when I play, I'm usually like, I have a blanket on me, and then I have a pillow usually set up, and I have it like up near my face and stuff like that. And so, but I think the fact that the vents are on the top, it kind of flows out that way. So it's pretty good. So
that's good to hear.
Yeah. My cat likes to come over to it and sniff the vent.
Well, it's warm air.
Yeah.
I will say the other thing that was, I shouldn't be shocked by it, but it does use the same, I would never use my Steam Deck charger, but it does have the dual USB-C on each side, which tells me, right, that it has to be more powerful to charge this thing. And then obviously it does have ports on the bottom and top, so you could play the stand. Oh, I should say that. The stand is so much better than...
Is it?
Yes. Oh, so much better. That Switch 1 stand was flimsy, and you're like, am I gonna break this thing? And this thing is so like solid.
It's nice.
Yeah. It is super style. It's not.
Oh, it even
that thing's
snaps.
Not, yeah.
Nice.
So you could play in I haven't yet, but you could play in tabletop mode and have it charging from the top, which is very nice. And then you could obviously put your camera in there too. I don't have a camera yet, so.
Like I said, when I'm playing it on my chest with a pillow on me and stuff like that, it's hard to charge when the old charging port was on the bottom. So it's very nice that I can charge it from the top now. So
that's honestly instantly what I thought of, because I play my Switch mostly in handheld too. So it's like, it was always annoying when I had to charge it, and I'm like, well, I don't want to bend the cord, okay?
Yeah, and you're kind of
like now you're all
having
awkward.
And the other thing that I will say that I love about, and this is like silly, and that shouldn't say silly. This shouldn't be a like, wow, I can't believe what a great feature this is, because this should just be a standard. But the fact that you can have your save games on the cloud, and then when I play it on my Switch 2, I just download the game. Well, I had to do a transfer, I should say that, and also I read do your transfer if you have a Switch 1, transfer your stuff to the Switch 2, because if you try to play a Switch 1 game later on, you're going to have to do the transfer, and that's going to wipe out everything that you have on your Switch 2. So if you were playing a game on a Switch 2 and you didn't do the transfer, and then you're like, well, I better do the transfer, it's gonna just wipe out, it's gonna reformat basically your Switch 2. But it is nice to be like, oh, I could just pick up where I left off on like Zelda or on Pokemon, right? So that is really nice.
Did you have an issue? Maybe this is just me because I have a million cords, and back to the cord thing that we were talking about. When I was trying to transfer it was saying that I had to plug it in.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
But when I went to plug it in with a USB-C that wasn't a Nintendo product, it wouldn't work.
Really?
So, wow.
So I kind of had to like, well, the thing is that I had set up the dock and everything, and then I had it in handheld. And so I had to like unplug the dock, get the charger from that, bring it over to the couch so I could plug that in, and then plug it in. And then it did the same thing with my Switch 1 as well.
That was annoying. That was annoying to me. They're like, you have to plug it in. And I was like, yeah, whatever. I don't, because it's 100%. The battery's fine. And then you try to hit next, and they're like, no, you really have to plug it in. Like, we're not going to let you do anything unless you plug it in. And I was like, what? Come on.
And it took like 5 minutes to transfer.
It didn't take long. I was like, this is not going to, I'm not going to run out of battery in the middle of this thing. Like, come on. Like, it should have been like, hey, your battery is at like 75%. You're fine.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like a threshold. Like,
a threshold. Like, if it's at 75%, let it go. Let it go.
My phone does that. Like, I think my phone has that feature where like it just has to be like over 80% or something, and then it'll do the update and stuff. So
that was ridiculous. That was fine for the Switch 1 or Switch 2. Fine, you want me to plug in it? Fine. And then they're like, "Oh, you have to plug in your Switch 1." I'm like, "You're joking." Come on. Although I will say, what happened to me was it got unplugged. Because the outlet that I had it plugged in, like it fell out of the plug. I don't know. It's a weird outlet, and it fell out. And then it just kept going. I was like, well, I guess it just needed to know that it was plugged in the beginning. It didn't really care if it was plugged in for the rest of it.
I did see some, because I was trying to figure it out, and I went online to see what people were saying, and they were saying you can basically just plug it in, hit next, and then unplug it. And
it's ridiculous. But I guess to wrap things up, I am playing, besides Mario Kart World, I am playing Bravely Default Remaster as well. That is so good. That game is so good on the Switch too. I don't know why more people are not talking about this being a launch title. This game is so good. I don't know if have you played this, Stephanie? You've played the 3DS version?
A bit of the original, yeah.
Have you, Jake?
No.
Okay. It's so gorgeous on the Switch too. It's like I cannot get over how gorgeous it is on the Switch too. And then they added some mini games that allow you to play with the mouse controls. So I that's what I was doing right before this episode recording here. I was playing it. But I am just I loved the 3DS version, but I will say this, I kind of fell off a little bit. Like I got pretty far and I was like, whatever. But like this is it sucked me in like more than it did before. And I was like, oh my gosh, I put in probably like I just got it too, and I put in like over 10 hours already into this game because like it's so good. It is so good. It is so good, and it's so pretty looking, and it's just it plays so well on the Switch too. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. After I fix my wallet after purchasing a Switch 2, maybe I'll pick it up.
Yeah. And the other thing that I appreciate, it's a remaster, which I don't know. I was expecting to pay a lot more. It's $40.
Oh, okay. That's
reasonable.
Yeah. And, again, why are more people not talking about this game? This game is so good. I don't get it, but loving it. It's so good. It is so good.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then I can't wait for Donkey Kong. Like,
yeah,
I'm very excited for Donkey Kong, and that might be the tipping point for me when that releases. Like getting a Switch, like whenever we first talked about the Switch 2, like it's not if I'm getting it, it's when I'm getting it. Like I know eventually I am going to get one. Yeah. I just, it's just not in the cards for me right now. I know, Jake talked about having to hit your wallet. I just had to get a new car, so it's like I'm a little strapped right now, but it's more of a when, and I think Donkey Kong's probably going to be the tipping point.
And also like you can wait. Like there's not too much on it right now.
Exactly.
If you want to play like Pokemon or like Zelda like for the 100th time or whatever, you can do that, but like it's not the craziest launch, so
It is cool that they have GameCube games though. Like now the Virtual Console does include GameCube, and so even though my Wii is an original Wii, like one of the first gen Wiis that can play GameCube games,
mine is too.
They're really expensive, aren't they? GameCube games are super expensive. So
I only have a handful of them because I didn't own a GameCube game.
Me either.
Or a GameCube console, but I do have a couple of GameCube games. And like one that I was super excited for that I saw was Chibi Robo, and I absolutely love that game on the GameCube. And so I was very excited to see that on, now on the GameCube side for the Switch and all that.
Yeah.
It's only 3 games right now.
Yeah.
So
Wind
it's
Waker, Soul Calibur, and
F-Zero.
Yeah.
F-Zero, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So not a lot of games right now, but hopefully that expands. I mean, it will.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other thing I was just gonna say though, the one thing I did hear is the bundle is gonna be gone by the fall. Like they're planning not to do the bundle anymore with the Mario Kart. So
good to know.
And for me, I've been saving for the last 2 years for the Switch. So every like Christmas or birthday money I get from my parents, are like, what do you want for your birthday? Just give me cash. I just want cash.
Yeah.
I'm saving my money to buy the Switch too. So
I went into my emergency savings account.
This was an emergency.
This was an emergency.
A gamer emergency.
Yeah, exactly. So I get it. This is really expensive. Like for a Nintendo system, right? This is pretty. I mean, $200 back in '84 was really expensive, very expensive. But this, but this is very expensive for nowadays. The other reason I bought it now too, because I was a little worried of like what would happen with the tariffs and stuff like that. Like, is that going to make it go up more in cost? We didn't know at the time. We still not 100% sure know what's future gonna hold. But I thought I better get one. I don't think Nintendo will raise the cost. Like, I think that would be ridiculous.
I think they'd get a lot of backlash if they did.
For sure. They're getting a lot of backlash for the price right now.
Yeah, exactly. It's already very expensive. So
And I will say, like, I know I've said this before, but like, we honestly, like, as gamers, we have been getting away with cheaper games for a long time. We sat on $50-$60 for a very long time, longer than we should have. So like the fact that games are now shooting up between, towards the $70, $80, $90 range, like, no, this is actually where they should be nowadays. It's just, we've been getting away with murder.
Yeah.
But it has kind of affected how I'm buying games
Me
now,
too.
right? Like,
I mean, I look at it now, I'm like, really? Almost $100 for a game? Oof.
Yeah.
When the system, like, I mean, granted, I bought the package system, but like, if you didn't, right, you can, what is it? Is it $450? Like, that's like 4 games. You're at that point already. You know what I mean? You're at the system. Like, that's crazy to me. Like, I do think it's going to affect people buying games. I do think also it's going to affect things like, I know, well, we're talking about the Switch, but we can talk about anything because this is not a Nintendo podcast.
Exactly.
I do think that services like Game Pass are going to be much more valued because of that. And I also think that the Switch Online, I've often said, like, for parents that are looking to buy a system for their kids, right? The huge advantage for like a Christmas or a holiday gift would be that you can buy a Switch and then get the online, even if you don't get the expansion. But even if you do get the expansion, it's not that terribly priced of a service. Like, look at all those games that they have right at their fingertips right away, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I have like the family plan for, and I don't have a family, so, but like, I mean, I just like, I have it with my brother and nephew and some friends and stuff like that. And like just even my nephew, he just loves Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask and stuff like that. And he can just play those whenever he wants and stuff like that. So it's perfect for, like, you don't have to buy so many games when there's so many games on the Nintendo Online right now. So and then it's just growing too, which is great, especially like, and that's what I'm excited for about the Switch 2 is like the GameCube games. I'm interested to see like kind of what comes to that. If we get that Star Fox dinosaur game, I'll be so happy.
That'd be so cool.
So anyway, I guess all that being said, I'm really happy with I don't have any buyer's remorse. I guess that's my point.
No, me neither. Good. I think I was gonna get it no matter what. If I get it now or get it a month from now, I don't know.
Still the same emergency funds.
Yeah, it was still the same emergency funds.
Same emergency.
Right? And for me, like, the Switch has been the most played system that I own. And I'm like, well, it only makes sense to get a Switch 2. And the fact that my kids were like super excited, not because I was getting a Switch 2 because they would play a Switch 2, because they're not going to play the Switch 2. That they're going to get my old Switch, right? They were super excited about that. And they have been ecstatic about having my Switch. Although I don't know how ecstatic they are now, because I'm like, guys, you have to take good care of it. Take good care of my little baby. Don't leave it around. So
maybe older, but you guys still take care of it.
Yeah, that's right. It's the same thing with my 3DS. Like, my son really wants it.
Oh gosh,
like, you can play it, but like, make sure you bring it back to me, and like, I put it back in its little safe spot when it's done. So they get annoyed with that.
I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do with my Switch 1. But I don't want to sell it. I don't want to give it to anybody. It's the special edition Zelda. Tears of the Kingdom
no, you got to keep that.
Don't get rid of that.
Even if you put it in like a display case and put it up just for decoration.
Is that an OLED? Is that an OLED? It is.
OLED.
Okay. Yeah. Why don't you give it to your partner?
Yeah, I could do that.
Because they have a Switch Lite. Why wouldn't you do that? They're probably like, when am I going to get the Zelda one?
I'll have to see, because I think their Switch Lite is collecting dust right now. So we'll see.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
So you're worried that this will... Oh, but it's going to collect dust
deserve
either
it.
way.
No, it's going to be nicely on my shelf, and I'll be able to look at it.
Are they a gamer? Are they a gamer?
Not really. They
No.
play Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! And those type of games, but
yeah.
We'll see.
You're going to be the same thing that I did with my kids. Now I'm going to give this to you.
Yeah.
You better
But you
take
have
really
to be
good care of this
very
thing.
careful.
It's special edition. So
special edition. Like, I know you have a Switch Lite. This thing is a step up, and now you better take really good care of it, though, because I still have attachment issues to this thing.
This will be our retirement fund at like 50
Oh
years,
no.
Yeah, that's right. So, well, this is fun. I'm glad we were able to chat about the Switch too. Did we convince you, Stephanie? You're gonna get one. Right?
I will be getting one. Yeah. Not tomorrow, but yes, I will be getting one.
Probably by the weekend. Probably.
No, God.
Before we head out, why don't tell people how they can follow us on social media. Stephanie, I'll start with you. How can people find you on social media?
On Blue Sky on Twitch. You can search me up with Miss Safina. That's MISSZEFINA. That's the handle I've used for years now.
Okay, awesome. Jake, how can people find you?
Yeah, they can find me Clobinson on Blue Sky. Maybe I'll put my friend code up so you can.
There you go.
add me
Yeah.
on Switch
there you
2
go.
As well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Always up for some Switch 2 friends. We could.
Yeah. Switch 2 friends. And you can find me on Blue Sky at Rogue Leader 76. You can also find the Gamerheads Podcast on Blue Sky at the Gamerheads Podcast. Or is it just gamerheadspodcast.com. Or you can go to our website at gamerheadspodcast.com where you can listen to this show or other shows we have and read reviews and news articles and previews and a bunch of stuff. There's lots of stuff out there at that site. So go check it out. Stephanie, thank you so much for joining us this week.
Yes.
I'm glad you're able to join us. It was going to be just Jake and I, and then I found out that you wanted to join us. I'm like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Join us. So I'm glad you joined us. So thank you. Jake, thank you so much for joining us this week.
Thank you.
And listeners, thank you so much for giving us a listen. If you like what you hear, leave us a review. We want to hear what you have to say about our show, and we might read it online as well, or read it on the air. Even if it's bad, we'd prefer you not say anything bad about it. We'll read it. Until next week, everyone, stay safe and game on. Bye.
Bye.